You are an inspiration as a woman, as a press freedom advocate, and thank you for this tremendous honor.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the Monarchy Moments channel. A shocking twist just rocked the palace. Amal Clooney, the world-famous human rights lawyer, is officially teaming up with Princess Catherine on a bold global mission under the Princess's Trust to defend women and children's rights. On the surface, this looks like a huge win for advocacy, but behind palace walls, it's already sparking whispers of tension. Why? Because insiders claim Amal rejected Meghan Markle's offer to appear on her Netflix reality project. Allegedly, Amal's reasoning was icy but clear. She only wants to align with people truly committed to real change, not reality show drama. That decision has people talking, and the timing couldn't be more explosive. Before we dig into this royal earthquake, smash that like button and subscribe so you never miss a single twist in this unfolding saga. Now let's unpack the players. Amal Clooney isn't just a lawyer. She's a global powerhouse. Known for representing survivors of war crimes and fighting for press freedom, her foundation has freed journalists and helped women escape child marriage in more than 40 countries. She's also no stranger to royal partnerships. Back in 2019, she worked with King Charles to launch the Amal Clooney Women's Empowerment Award under the then Prince's Trust International. Meanwhile, Princess Catherine has carefully built her reputation as a quiet but respected advocate for families and children. From her Shaping Us initiative to her support for baby banks, Catherine has consistently focused on mental health, early childhood, and vulnerable families. She's become known as the royal who actually does the work, earning deep respect even without flashy headlines. And here's the kicker. Both Amal and Catherine are mothers balancing high-profile lives while fighting for causes that hit close to home. Their shared passion set the stage for this headline-grabbing collaboration. But don't be fooled.
With the leadership of the UK, this can actually be pushed forward.
This wasn't an overnight decision. Sources say months of behind-the-scenes maneuvering and speculation paved the way for this announcement. All through 2025, royal watchers were buzzing about Amal Clooney's next move. Rumours spread fast that Meghan Markle, through her Archewell Foundation, had personally reached out to Amal with an invite to appear on her Netflix show With Love Meghan, a glossy mix of lifestyle glamour and philanthropy. On paper, it looked like a perfect fit. Meghan has branded herself around women's empowerment, and Amal's record in human rights is unmatched. But the whispers were true. Amal said no. Insiders say her reason was blunt. The project felt too commercial, too polished for cameras, and far from her non-profit-driven mission. That single rejection sent shockwaves.
We've just made a series of donations to cover frontline health workers in the UK, food banks, old people's homes in the communities where we live.
Because this wasn't just another declined invite, it was a public signal of where Amal stood. Remember, Amal and George Clooney weren't just casual acquaintances with the Sussexes, they were once very close, front-row guests at Harry and Meghan's 2018 royal wedding, even hosting them at their Italian villa. But in recent years, things clearly changed. The Sussexes were no-shows at the Clooney's Albie Awards, and the Clooneys skipped major Sussex events too. The distance was obvious. Online forums went wild, asking if Amal was deliberately stepping away from Meghan's Hollywood orbit and leaning toward the palace's institutional power instead. And then came the thunderclap moment no one expected. Out of nowhere, Kensington Palace announced that Amal Clooney would be teaming up with Princess Catherine to launch a groundbreaking initiative under the Princess's Trust. This global program is no small thing. It's designed to provide legal aid for survivors of abuse, education for children trapped in crisis zones, and community networks to fight exploitation. A palace spokesperson even confirmed it to The Times, making it crystal clear that Amal's legal firepower perfectly complements Catherine's hands-on advocacy. And the timing, brutal. This headline dropped just days after reports of Amal's rejection of Meghan's Netflix pitch. For Catherine, stepping into this space isn't just a bold move, it's a direct signal of where the real alliances are being drawn in 2025. Princess Catherine is no longer just the face of early years campaigns. She's stepping into a global arena, signaling she's ready to fight worldwide battles alongside a legal titan like Amal Clooney. So let's break down the Princess's Trust Initiative, a project insiders are already calling one of the most ambitious royal ventures in decades. The blueprint rests on three massive pillars: legal empowerment, educational access, and community protection. Amal brings courtroom muscle on a level few can match. She's fought for genocide survivors, challenged dictators, and stood before the UN defending press freedom. Through the Clooney Foundation for Justice, she's freed journalists, battled child marriage, and set a gold standard for meaningful impact. Catherine balances this with her own track record, whether it's supporting thousands of families through her Baby Bank Alliance or walking into prisons to shine a light on mother-child bonds. Together, these two women are shaping a strategy that covers every angle: funding legal aid for women escaping abuse, building schools in conflict zones, and empowering grassroots networks to stop exploitation before it takes root. But this isn't just charity, it's policy warfare at the highest levels. Amal is set to lead UN talks on reforming laws around gender-based violence, while Catherine's Royal Foundation is funneling millions into frontline NGOs, starting with a staggering £5 million commitment for 2026. Their first global summit, scheduled for London in late 2025, will bring world leaders under one roof, with pilot programs launching across 5 countries in hotspots like Sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia, regions where child marriage remains rampant. And behind the headlines, their chemistry is already raising eyebrows. Insiders describe strategy sessions as electric, with Amal praising Catherine's raw, hands-on compassion. Both are mothers navigating life under a relentless spotlight. Amal, with twins Ella and Alexander, Catherine with George, Charlotte and Louis. And that shared reality is fueling a powerful bond as they fight to protect not just their children, but vulnerable families everywhere. Behind the scenes, Amal and Catherine have reportedly had raw, candid talks about the hardest balancing act of all: juggling public duty with family life. Insiders say this is exactly why their initiative already feels so grounded. It's not some glossy PR stunt, it's designed to meet real-world needs head-on. Advocacy groups are buzzing, calling it a once-in-a-generation chance to amplify the voices of women and children who usually get ignored. This isn't just a royal collab, it's a fusion of legal firepower and grassroots care that could completely rewrite what royal philanthropy looks like worldwide. But here comes the elephant in the room: Meghan Markle. The timing of Amal's alliance with Catherine couldn't sting more. It landed just after reports that Amal had rejected Meghan's invite to appear on her Netflix series, With Love, Meghan. The show, meant to blend lifestyle tips with charity messaging, was pitched as a glossy showcase of empowerment. But Amal wasn't buying it. According to insiders, she turned it down flat, preferring impact-driven work over camera-ready projects. And here's the kicker: Amal wasn't the only one. Rumour has it, Meghan struggled to lock in other A-list names too, including a chart-topping singer who quietly passed on the project. The tabloids pounced, painting the whole ordeal as a very public humiliation. Suddenly, Meghan was left looking sidelined while Catherine, backed by palace machinery, stood centre stage with a powerhouse partner. The contrast couldn't be sharper. Catherine's initiative comes with millions in funding, policy goals, and institutional muscle. Meghan's Netflix venture, on the other hand, leans heavy on entertainment sparkle, something critics claim clashed hard with Amal's ethos of serious advocacy. And just like that, the old debate reignites. When it comes to royal philanthropy, who's bringing the authenticity and who's playing for the cameras? Meghan's Archewell Foundation has loudly championed women's empowerment, but critics say its projects, like the Netflix deal, often look more focused on visibility than substance. And that's exactly why Amal Clooney's choice to stand with Catherine has hit so hard. By aligning with the Royal Foundation's long-term strategy, Amal sent a clear message. She values established, credible channels over high-gloss experiments that feel more Hollywood than humanitarian. Royal commentators are pointing to Catherine's secret weapon: her quiet diplomacy. She doesn't chase the cameras, yet somehow she pulls in global heavyweights like Amal, all without splashy PR stunts. That contrast has become impossible to ignore. And in elite circles, the shift is obvious. Power players like Amal seem to be drifting toward the monarchy's traditional framework, leaving Meghan and Harry's independent path looking more isolated by the day. The fallout has been explosive online. Royal forums are dissecting every detail. Was Meghan's outreach a misread of Amal's priorities, or is this the final nail in what was once a warm friendship? After all, the Clooney's absence at recent Sussex events hasn't gone unnoticed. For Meghan, trying to navigate her post-royal brand, this public rejection could force her to rethink how she secures elite partners in a world where institutional loyalty still dominates. But here's what makes this alliance even more powerful. It isn't just business. At its core lies a deeply personal bond between Amal Clooney and Princess Catherine, two women shaped by motherhood, public scrutiny, and a shared drive for meaningful change. Amal, celebrated as a global feminist icon, brings razor-sharp legal brilliance and a worldview forged through years of defending marginalized women and children in war zones. From securing justice for Yazidi survivors to partnering with Michelle Obama on girls' education, her record screams impact. Catherine, on the other hand, has carved her role as the royal voice for families, blending high-level initiatives like Shaping Us with grassroots support for baby banks. Through the Princesses Trust Initiative, Amal and Catherine are building something rare, a bridge that fuses Amal's global fight for human rights with Catherine's domestic mission to support families at home. It's a fusion of courtroom power and community care, creating an alliance that feels both international and deeply personal. What makes this partnership hit so hard is the thread tying their lives together, motherhood under a spotlight that never switches off. Amal is mom to twins, Ella and Alexander. Catherine is raising George, Charlotte, and Louis. Both know what it means to protect their kids from a world obsessed with cameras. Insiders claim their earliest meetings weren't just strategy sessions, they turned into raw conversations about raising children under relentless scrutiny. This struck a nerve. Catherine has long spoken about her wish to give her children as normal a life as possible, while Amal has worked fiercely to shield her twins from the media circus. That shared struggle built a bond of trust, one that infuses their initiative with authenticity. They're not just fighting for vulnerable women and children out there, they're channeling the battles from their own lives into something bigger. For Catherine, this project also marks a dramatic comeback. After health scares that tested her strength, sources describe this as a moment of renewal, a chance to turn private challenges into public advocacy that inspires worldwide. Amal, meanwhile, knows what it's like to be scrutinized more for who she married than for her own brilliance. She's consistently shifted focus back to her work, refusing to let celebrity drown out her impact. Together, their collaboration blows apart the stereotype of a monarchy stuck in the past. This is royalty in real time, tackling modern issues like gender inequality and child protection in a way that feels grounded, human, and impossible to ignore. This partnership is making waves because it flips the script. Substance over spectacle. Instead of chasing the glitz that usually surrounds high-profile collaborations, Catherine and Amal are putting their energy into what truly matters: legal aid, education, and grassroots networks that save lives. Insiders reveal Amal openly admires Catherine's quiet, behind-the-scenes diplomacy, while Catherine respects Amal's fearless advocacy in courtrooms and on global stages. Together, they're rewriting the rules of royal philanthropy. No flashy gimmicks, no staged media moments, just women in power uniting for genuine impact. Their alliance isn't only about policy, it's about solidarity, showing what happens when women back each other up with real work, not empty slogans. With Amal Clooney and Princess Catherine at the helm, the Princesses Trust Initiative is being called more than a bold step. It's a seismic reset for women's and children's rights worldwide. But here's where it gets even bigger. This is also a turning point for the monarchy itself. For centuries, royal influence has been wrapped in ceremonial pomp and distant rituals. Now, Catherine is dragging it into the 21st century. By partnering with a woman whose credentials in human rights and international law are bulletproof, she's proving the monarchy can be relevant, modern, and globally impactful. The move directly challenges the outdated image of royalty as detached and gilded. Instead, we're seeing a monarchy that's grounded, relatable, and fiercely engaged with urgent issues like gender violence and child protection. That's a revolution in itself. And here's the real kicker. This initiative is a clear rejection of the flashier, celebrity-style philanthropy we've seen dominate headlines in recent years. No Netflix deals, no overproduced docuseries. Catherine and Amal aren't chasing star power. They're prioritizing policy reform, grassroots empowerment, and measurable outcomes. This initiative is breaking old royal patterns wide open. For years, palace projects have been slammed with accusations of waste, luxury, and empty promises. But this time, Catherine and Amal are sidestepping all of that. Sources confirm the program will lean heavily on private donations, with both women personally overseeing funding transparency, making sure every coin is accounted for. That level of oversight is designed to silence critics before they even start. The message is bold. The future monarchy is accountable, modern, and tuned in to public demands. And Catherine's role here speaks volumes. From shaping us to baby banks, her work has always been about quiet, practical impact rather than showy gestures. By teaming up with Amal, she's scaling that ethos to a global stage, proving she's ready to step into her destiny as a future queen consort with authority and real purpose. Amal's involvement, of course, lifts the entire initiative into another league. Her resume, securing justice for victims of war crimes, fighting child marriage, and standing alongside global leaders like Michelle Obama to push for girls' education, turns this project from a palace campaign into a legitimate force for global change. Insiders say it all started with candid conversations about shared values, especially their roles as mothers raising children under constant media glare. That bond of trust blurred the line between personal and professional, giving this project an authenticity the public can feel. And that's the true game changer. This partnership sets a new bar, proving that royal work doesn't have to be glossy PR. It can be meaningful, strategic, and deeply human. The impact stretches far beyond the palace gates. For the first time in decades, the monarchy looks like a relevant player in global advocacy, bridging centuries-old tradition with today's demands for justice, equity, and accountability. This isn't just another project, it's a calculated pivot that screams Catherine's growing confidence and the palace's awareness that the monarchy can only survive by adapting. By choosing Amal over flashier, star-driven alliances, Catherine is sending a direct signal. She wants partners who care about long-term impact, not quick PR buzz. And in doing so, she's also reshaping royal rivalries. The message is clear. When it comes to influence, institution-backed efforts are climbing fast while independent ventures are struggling to keep pace in elite circles. The Princess's Trust initiative isn't simply tweaking the royal playbook, it's rewriting it entirely. What we're seeing is the blueprint of a monarchy built on authenticity, accountability, and an ironclad dedication to marrying duty with real change. For Catherine, this isn't just about one initiative. It's about proving she has the vision to lead with substance, not spectacle. And make no mistake, this alliance with Amal Clooney is a defining moment. This isn't surface-level philanthropy, it's global advocacy at its core. With a bold agenda centered on protecting women and children, the Princess's Trust is positioning itself as a beacon of progress. From Amal's legal firepower to Catherine's unwavering dedication to families, the project has the DNA of something that could leave a historic mark. They're targeting the world's deepest wounds: gender-based violence, educational inequality, and systemic exploitation, armed with both institutional muscle and grassroots passion. That combination could shift the global conversation on what real advocacy looks like. But beyond policy, this partnership is reshaping the image of royalty itself. It challenges the idea of a distant, ceremonial monarchy and replaces it with something modern, human, and relevant. And yes, it also casts a revealing light on shifting elite dynamics. Meghan Markle's ventures, once the talk of Hollywood and the press, now look isolated in comparison. For the monarchy, this marks nothing less than an evolution in real time. Catherine, stepping into her role as future queen consort, is no longer content with ribbon cuttings and photo ops. She's leveraging her platform to tackle global human rights, and by teaming with Amal Clooney, a woman who commands respect in UN halls and courtrooms worldwide, she's proving the monarchy can meet modern demands for accountability and real-world impact. This move isn't about optics, it's about substance. Plans are already on the table for UN lobbying, NGO funding pipelines, and global summits with world leaders. That positions this project not as a token royal initiative, but as a serious competitor to heavyweight nonprofits. And by anchoring everything within Catherine's royal foundation, they're avoiding the money scandals that have haunted royal projects for decades. The focus on transparency and private donations speaks directly to a public fed up with excess and empty gestures. But the shadow this casts over Meghan Markle can't be ignored. The timing of the announcement is brutal. Just as news broke that Amal reportedly turned down Meghan's invitation to appear on With Love, Catherine unveiled this powerhouse alliance. To many, it looks like a public setback that highlights the growing divide between the Wales institution-backed ventures and the Sussex's Hollywood-style approach. Meghan's Archewell Foundation has made real contributions, particularly around mental health and gender equity. But it's leaned hard on celebrity tie-ins and glossy media projects. Amal's clear preference for Catherine's framework over Meghan's media-driven platform sends a loud message. Serious advocates want substance, not spectacle. The fallout has lit up royal forums where watchers are tearing apart the optics. Some argue Meghan's personal storytelling and digital-first branding simply doesn't carry the gravitas needed to attract figures like Amal. Others go further, calling it a strategic misstep that exposes just how hard Meghan's path is when it comes to building global credibility outside the royal fold. Some see this split as nothing more than a natural divergence, each royal carving out her own lane in a crowded advocacy world. But step back, and the bigger picture is clear. This isn't just about rivalries, it's about redefining what influence looks like today. Amal and Catherine's alliance shatters the old notion of royalty as stiff, aloof, and ceremonial. Instead, it presents a monarchy where power is wielded through bold action and powerful partnerships. Their shared identities as mothers give the initiative a raw authenticity. They're not just speaking about children's education and women's safety, they're living it every single day while raising their own families under relentless scrutiny. That bond grounds their advocacy in reality, making the work feel relatable rather than distant. And make no mistake, this sets a precedent. By bringing global thought leaders like Amal into the fold, Catherine is proving royal initiatives can scale their impact while still protecting the dignity of the crown. It's a delicate dance, honouring centuries of tradition while embracing modern activism. And with Amal at her side, Catherine is showing it can be done. The global response has been electric. Advocacy groups have praised the initiative's focus on underserved communities, with early endorsements rolling in from organisations like UNICEF and Women's Aid. Social media is buzzing too. On X, some hail this as the dawn of a new royal era, while skeptics ask if it risks overshadowing other royal projects. But what's undeniable is the potential. This alliance is already reshaping perceptions of the monarchy, not just as a symbol of pageantry, but as a force for tangible good on the global stage. So what's your take? Is this partnership a truly transformative leap for royal advocacy, or just another fiery chapter in the ongoing saga of royal rivalries? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this with your fellow royal watchers so we can keep the conversation alive.